I mean, what's to introduce? Kiddwaya, live in our Lagos studio. So let's dive right in. The BBNaija house obviously has been heated. You know, he was the last person evicted within the jury system, and thankfully, we didn't have to see that happen again. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I mean, he's doing so well outside the house. But what exactly was his experience? Kiddwaya joins me right now from our Lagos studio. But first, let's take a look at how Kid is doing. Do I have Kid now? Yes, I do. Hi, Kid. How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's so lovely to have you here. And I like how chill you are to start with. I feel like was it a good time to leave the house? Was it the right time to leave the house for you?
I mean, look, it's never a right time to leave the house, but I felt like for me, whether I go first or go last, I will always make it my right time to leave. You know, I'll get back straight into work, straight back to business, straight back to living my life, straight back to doing the things that are important to me. So me coming out at that particular time, I was very okay with it. And that's the kind of person I am. I never hold anything, any grudges or any regrets. So I was happy to leave at the time they evicted me. I know a lot of other people felt like I should have stayed longer because I gave them content, you know, but it is what it is.
Oh, Kid with the content. You know, this takes me back to your first diary session where you were like, Biggie, tell me, did you miss me? So now, do you miss Biggie?
You know what? Yeah, because sometimes, I mean, personally, I'm not really watching the show, but when I go to some places and I see it on TV, and let's say, for example, you know, I see the guys or the girls cooking in the kitchen, I'm like, yeah, man, I can remember like last week I was there making the best okra soup. So whenever I see, so in fact, even when I hear Biggie say, with a head of house, please come to the diary for a battery change. I think, yeah, I do miss Biggie.
Kid, did you just plug in a mini audition? Because you could definitely do Biggie's voice right now. Like, you just did such a great impression of Biggie. If they gave you that offer, though, would you do it? Would you want to be like Big Brother, but then no one would know you're Big Brother?
I tell you what, I'm coming for 2 jobs. That's Ebuka's job or Big Brother's job. And those are the 2 jobs I'm coming for. So guys, watch out, Ebuka, Big Brother, I am coming for you.
Love it. Now, you said something right now. You said you don't watch the show. Why? You were in the house, you've done this twice, but you don't watch the show. How is that possible?
Yeah, so even before I went into my first season, I didn't really know much about the show. I saw a few things here on social media, but I wasn't really familiar with it. I just knew I'll be good at it. Now, during my season, when I left the house, I didn't watch the new shows. I don't even watch my diary sessions or anything to do with me once I'm out of the house, actually. Funnily enough, I don't actually go to YouTube and to see things. It's only when I do interviews or someone sends me something, I look at it, but I actually rarely, if not ever, go back into previous stuff. And that's not really for any personal reasons. It's only because kind of, I'm the sort of person that likes to face forward. So when I'm done with something, it's like, okay, that's an archive, and then looking towards the future as opposed to sort of living in the past. And that's not to say, you know, the content, the memories are all amazing. Like, if you go on my profile, I've archived a lot of BBN stuff, and I like to keep them for memories when should the time arise, right? Do you like what I said there, arise? So I like to keep it for memory when I need to refer back to it. But, you know, currently I'm not really watching the show, but when it's on and I walk past the TV and it's showing, honestly, I will stand there and I'll kind of just, those beautiful emotions will run back, and I'll stand for a few minutes and appreciate the amazing talent of all these people.
Absolutely. I love that you mentioned, you know, those beautiful emotions, because I want us to relive some of those moments. Now, I did think Doyin had quite the crush on you. I thought it was cute because it wasn't reciprocated. Let me put it that way. It wasn't like it was a crush. It had to be. Would you agree to say it was a crush, or was there something more there? What was going on there? You know, it had some cringe moments. For you, what was it?
I mean, a lot of the girls had a crush on me. I think most of them. I mean, who wouldn't? Look at me. So, but I can't speak for them. I think when they come out, they're going to have a lot of time to be interviewed, and they get to answer that question or at least defend themselves. But I definitely know a lot of the girls like me in the house. But you know, I think I'm generally just a nice guy. I'm fun to be around. You know, I'm cool. And you know, I'm all about sharing the love and making people smile. So I think they like that part of me. But yeah, I think when they come out, they'll probably answer that question more accurately, because I think it'll be unfair for me to say, yes, this personally definitely 100% liked me. So we'll see. But I know most of them did.
So Kid, now, there's been a lot of, conversation around who you are as a person, being in the house, and what you just said right now alludes to one of those. So who does Kid think he is? I mean, I would think of the perfect answer to that, but then you just said you believe that a lot of the women had crushes on you. Is that something that happens for you, whether you're in the house or not, or were there things in the house that made you feel like, yeah, this chick digs me 100%?
Well, I mean, number one, they can't even stop talking about me. I think I'm even beginning to think the guys crushing me too, because every time I'm in the Kiddwaya's in their mouth. So, but look, I know they're having fun. I know they miss me. I know the show is not as entertaining because Kid has left. But listen, they're all doing an amazing job. It's a lot of pressure when you're on that, that platform, when there's cameras all over you and you're on TV for 24/7 and you're locked away from the outside world. It's a lot of pressure, and people really need to understand how amazing and brilliant these people are, and what I want to wish to the fans is to stick by your fave, support them, even when they come out, because the issue is people don't understand how much more difficult it is when you come out of the show, and the expectations and the pressures to live up to that standard that the fans want. They want you to be on this standard. It's something I do very effortlessly, based on how I position myself, but for others where they need that time to build, that's something the fans should give them, time to build, because it will take time. So I'm proud of every single one of them. I consider them all my friends, and I wish and I hope that when they come out of the house, we can all hang out and be friends, and whatever happens in Biggie's house, as we say, stays in Biggie's house.
1000%, but not everything might stay there, because, there was Mercy, and then there was the Ile Bayer situation. So which do we talk about first? Let's talk about Ile Bayer, because that was kind of sad, especially the Shay moment. Shay definitely has his thing, but then was that a real conflict? And how did you feel about what happened with Ile Bayer? How would you describe your relationship with her? You just said you would like everyone to come out of the house. You'd all like to go out, have fun, but that was one very, very tough moment for her. So how would you describe your relationship with her after what happened with Ike and Shay, and then Shay coming to threaten you? What was that about?
Okay, so I think there's two questions there. One is, how do I feel about the whole Ile Bayer side, and how do I feel about Shay threatening me? So with Ile Bayer, and I don't want to talk too much on these issues because they're still in the house, and I would hate to influence anything. I believe all their fan bases are working extremely hard to keep them in the house, and it'll be very unfair for me to talk too much on it, but I'll just touch up a little bit. Both people are hardworking individuals. They're doing what they have to do to stay in the house. Guys, it is a game. Biggie says you're allowed to conspire. It really is a game. So the fans should stop taking these things too personally. Now, I'm not saying I always agree with certain tactics deployed by certain people, but the fans need to understand it is a game, and you cannot attach too much emotions into the game. It's like when you're watching football, you're watching these players. If your team loses, you blame the tactics or the strategy of the manager. You don't start saying because this guy missed the open goal that he's a wife beater or that he hits his children. It's just a game. And with Shay, again, I don't want to talk too much about it because it'll be unfair for me to speak on things when he can't defend himself. But look, I didn't take that as an offense. I didn't feel like he was threatening me. It's just something that, in fact, I didn't even understand what he was saying. I think his pidgin was kind of too strong for me to comprehend. So honestly, I didn't even take it or feel as a threat. People know I'm quite a big guy, so I don't think a lot of people will be out there threatening me. So I take no offense to it, and I wish both of them the very best in their stay in the house.
Lovely. Now let's talk about you, Kid. My apologies there. So a lot of people go into the house for something, right? Everyone, I would say for the All-Star season, everyone's pretty accomplished in their own right. Everyone's done great for themselves, yourself included. But regardless, everyone still came back. And everyone came back for something. For some people, it's the money. They want to get that money. For other people, it's a second chance at building something that they couldn't build the first time. For some others as well, it's, well, I just want to be here. Let me get this popularity. Let's see if it's going to, set the second time's the charm. But for you, kid, what was your reason for going back?
I came back for everything, all three, the popularity, the money, everything. I came back for the free munchets. I came back for the free noodles. I came back for the Titus fish. I came back to speak to Biggie. I came back to win HFH. I came back for everything on that show. But one thing I've always said from the beginning of when I did Big Brother is that I like the fame, I like the exposure, because I know with that you can do a lot of things. You can make money, you can promote your business, and you can be a brand yourself. But really I came back for a lot of things, and of course one of the main things was to promote my business, Kiddwaya & Co, and my foundation, Kiddwaya Foundation, and I really believe that I was able to achieve all of the things I came back for. And the most important thing to do when you go on a show of that magnitude is to make sure your image is still intact and not to do or say things that's going to ruin it on the outside. So that was one of the most important things for my team and for us to do, and I believe we've done that. So again, I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity and the platform that Big Brother MultiChoice TSTV has provided for us. And you need to understand, it's not only the biggest platform in Nigeria, but it's the biggest in Africa. And as we know, Africa has over 1 billion people. It's a wide audience. So when I say I came for the fame and exposure, think about it. Over 1 billion people, or at least a large amount of people tuning into the show, knowing who these characters are. I went to Ghana the other day, and my first time in Ghana, and shout out to all the Ghanaians, you guys are amazing people. I love you all. But I went to Ghana the other day, and as soon as I got to the airport, I just had people coming up to me, Kiddwaya, and this time I was wearing a cap, glasses, and a hoodie. They knew me straight away. Kiddwaya, oh my God, can I take a picture? That happened all the way until I left. So it's amazing to feel this kind of love when you go to these parts of Africa. And I get that a lot in UK as well, because I'm getting quite popular in UK. So for me, it's the love from the fans, the energy they give me that really drives me, But again, I had a great time, and I would have loved to obviously win everything, but end of the day, I told everyone, including the All-Stars, guys, no matter what happens, when you come out, you are still a winner. That's the most important thing to understand, is that when you come out, you're still a winner.
Love that, kid, absolutely do. Now, there's something I'd always do before I wrap things up, especially with regards to interviews like this, because prior to you, I had Uriel on the show. I'd always say, I want you to look, so it's a little task. You have a camera in front of you right now. I want you to look into the camera. Think of one person in the house that you miss. It has to be one person, kid. You can't send it to two people. One person that you're really rooting for, because they will see they will see this. I will play it when they see it. So I want you to send a message to them. Someone who's in the house, obviously doesn't know you're doing this right now, but maybe in another couple of weeks, they'd get to see it. They might win, they might not. Think of the best case scenario and send a message to that one person. So at the count of 3, you can do that. 3, 2, 1, you're good.
All right, I want to send this message to Big Brother. Please look after my children in the house. Take care of them. Don't be too harsh on them. Give them more opportunities, give them more money, give them more happiness, so they can all become the true winners and icons they are on the outside. Good luck, guys.
Yo, kid, listen, you love life, and you are too chill for me. I can't even deal. I was not expecting that, but I think that's the best response I've ever gotten. Thank you so much for joining me on the show, kid, and enjoy the rest of your day.